Hey everyone, Attorney Scott Migden here. In the unfortunate event that you're wanted by law enforcement, whether there's a warrant or an NYPD I-card for probable cause to make an arrest, it's important that you speak to an attorney immediately. Now, a lot of times people say, hey, talk to the police, tell them not to arrest me. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. So what we do a lot of times on a near daily basis is we speak to the police for you. We try and find out what's going on, and we try and arrange what's called a voluntary surrender. Now, nobody wants to be arrested. Nobody wants to be held until you see a judge. But our job is to try and minimize the unpleasantries and inconvenience. Judges also like to know when there's a voluntary surrender, so that could help at your arraignment when it comes to bail. Now, going back to what is a voluntary surrender? That's where, for example, you turn yourself into the police station. The police know you have an attorney, so they know not to question you. You show up there maybe around 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning on a weekday. You wait at the police station for them to finish the paperwork and to do what they need to do. Then eventually, they will bring you to the courthouse, the central booking. And then you wait more. Unfortunately, it's not a pleasant process and it doesn't take 2 seconds in places like New York City. Some places outside of New York City are quicker. It could take you less than an hour from the time you go to the precinct until the time you're before a judge. But oftentimes in places like New York City, it could be anywhere from hours to more than a day. So when we arrange these voluntary surrenders, we like to do it early in the morning on a weekday when it works with the officer or detective schedule and your schedule. Now, again, nobody wants to do these voluntary surrenders. Nobody wants to be held for an hour, a few hours, or a little more than a day, certainly not more than that. But people also don't like the idea of getting picked up from work or school or at a time that's inconvenient from you. Maybe it's 3 a.m., you're pulled over in a traffic stop, they run your ID, and if you're in New York City and there's an I-card with probable cause for an arrest, you're going to be arrested and you're going to be held. And odds are, if you're arrested at a time that wasn't prearranged, you're going to be held longer than if you were to do a voluntary surrender. So make sure to contact an attorney as soon as you find out you're wanted by the police, whether in New York City or outside of New York City here in New York, and let us know how we can help you to minimize the inconvenience and unpleasantries, and then be there for the arraignment to fight for your release.